Just a quick message for all of you out there shocked that the federal government, the FBI, would raid Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. I would have to say, where have you been for the last 10 to 16 years where these issues have been rolling out for a long time, and now we find ourselves at the culmination, not at the beginning of tyranny. Back in 2005, 6, and 7, myself and Steve Coughlin were briefing this inside the government of where this was all headed when our officials who swear oaths to the Constitution, number one, don't understand what those oaths mean, and number two, don't understand the founding principles, where this naturally leads. And now it is so out in the open where you have complete abuse of power at all levels of the federal government. You have the bureaucracy itself controlled by adversaries of America and of liberty. The key components of government controlled by adversaries of liberty. And we're shocked that DOJ is doing the wrong thing, or these other things that we're witnessing are actually happening. Well, the reality is they're happening. And it's being driven by a cabal of communists and jihadis and their collaborators and their financiers, and it's being ushered down the road by the establishment Republicans. Where UTT does our work across the country, local communities tell us in the many states in which we're working, the biggest friction point for them is the county GOP. And this is what happens when you don't stand on the founding principles and on the truth. This is where we find ourselves, literally in a Stalinist state where these kind of tactics are being used. 6 years ago, the Department of Justice, the FBI, the President of the United States, Mr. Obama, and others inside the federal government used their authority to unlawfully electronically surveil Mr. Trump before he was president, while he was president, his family and his staff. And the Department of Justice and the Congress that many of you think are going to be our saviors did nothing. They made a lot of noise. They complained a lot. Many great speeches were given, but nobody went to jail. And nobody's going to jail, if you haven't noticed, in 2022, because that was many years ago and nothing's happened. Yet our government is allowing Iran and giving billions of dollars to Iran so they can be a nuclear power and then use that on Israel and the United States. They're intentionally letting hundreds of thousands of people every month across the border in violation of federal law and giving them money and transporting them into the United States in violation of federal law. So those of you who think your state legislature or the U.S. Congress, if just the right people could get in there, would legislate new laws and that would fix everything, you're morons. The other side, our adversaries, those trying to bring down the republic, they're not obeying the law. They're flipping the bird at the law. They are bringing the republic down while you hopefully wait for the next right guy or gal to get elected. This is a war, and we don't win wars by changing issues or getting people to understand our point of view. You do it by vanquishing the enemy or getting them to unconditionally surrender, which is highly unlikely. Join Understanding the Threat as we give you and empower you with tools to secure and fortify your county by flushing the bad guys out and reestablishing a Republican form of government. Do it now. The hour is very late, and the Republic is in great peril.